Hey folks, Russ Bailey here from BrushPile Fishing, and with me now is Big Ben. Big Ben is our personal boat guy. If we have electrical issues, boating issues, whatever, Ben's the guy that we go to. He does all our maintenance work. Ben, you have a few tips for our boaters and fishermen out there?
Yeah, sure. So this time of year, the boat traffic picks up, and we see a lot of folks come in. They've got bearing issues, or they're not remembering to take the plug out of the back of their boat so that any water they picked up along the way can drain out. If you store your boat outside especially, you'll get rain that accumulates in there, live wells if they're flowing over while you're driving in the chop. So a couple of quick tips that I'd recommend. When you get to the dock and you're going to launch, you're going to go to the back, you're going to take your straps off your boat, reach down and give your bearings a quick touch. And if you feel that they're warm at all, you might want to consider taking some grease to them or having them inspected at a local shop. If you don't know how to repack bearings yourself, pay close attention to that, how they're traveling when you're driving. Make sure that your trailer's good and aligned and ready. The last thing you want to do is have a blowout on the way to your fishing outing or a tournament, especially bad, right? And then in the back of the boat, as you come off, I always recommend giving a quick look at all your settings and electronics in the back of the boat. So you've got a drain plug. And so in the back of the boat where I was talking about the plugs, some boats you'll see different drain holes in the back, and you got to know on your boat, just because it's in the center, it's not necessarily your bilge area. But as you can see, we've got a plug in here. I'm going to pull that out. I'm going to let all that water drain out from the rain and from the live well and things like that, and just be a good best practice. I always also recommend these plugs are very cheap. Take a couple of them and put them in your boat in a safe area, so that if you have a problem out on the water, you're not going to be in trouble, right? You can put these on from the inside of your boat through your bilge area, and that's going to save you a lot of trouble if you have one that dry rots or falls out for some reason because it's not tight. So as you can see here, we got some water coming out. Always also make sure too on the back that your tie down straps are good and tight when you're going to leave the trailer from your area, so you don't have your boat bouncing around on your trailer, smash and damaging your bunks. So they got both sides done. You can get ratchets, you can have the manual tie downs. There's several different ways. And the last good thing too is most of the motors nowadays will have a support automatically built in to take that weight off your transom, put it back up here on your jack plates, and kind of balance the load so that you're not prematurely wearing down that transom. So always recommend trimming that down when you get out of the water, letting it fully drain. I don't know right here, so you're going to trim that all the way down. You'll see the water coming out of the bottom. Get all that water out and then trim it back up. And you can get your motor toter. Here you can see a lock right here, the silver piece here. So you got to go up just a little bit further and get that to swing back down. Now the weight's balanced off and it's good and ready for travel. Those are just a couple of quick tips I'd recommend. And obviously on a boat like this where you've got different rod holders and different carriers, make sure everything's nice and snug before you take off from your fishing trip so you don't have things blowing off on the road.
Thank you, Ben.
You bet.